Alrighty, shalom, Miss Bakah. This is Maury Medad Yahoo. Just wanted to bring you a quick lesson. I've been getting a lot of inquiries about this particular subject, babbling or vain repetition. So I wanted to make sure that we all are on the same page. Now, whenever you send me a question, it would be helpful if you put where you are getting your information from. Now, if you're just getting your information from, well, this is what I was taught, give me a scriptural reference so that we can clarify and make things plain. So we're going to go over where it talks about babbling or vain repetition to make sure that we are not doing that, which I assure you before we even started the challenge that I had no doubt that this is not what we're doing. Okay, so let's dive into this. It won't be a long lesson. So let's look here. Babble or vain repetition. Matthew 6:36 verse 5. And when you pray, you shall not be like the hypocrites. Now, notice he talked about the hypocrites. For they love to pray standing in the congregation and on the corner of the streets to be seen of men. Okay, that's how the hypocrite prays. Okay, then he goes on, truly I say to you, they have their reward. But you, when you pray, go into your room, and having shut your door, pray to the Father who is in the secret place. And your Father who sees in secret shall reward you openly. Okay, so that's addressing the issue of the hypocrite. Okay, then he goes on. And when praying, do not keep on babbling, or in the King James it says vain repetitions, like the nations. Okay, that right there should strike a chord with you. First of all, the nations don't have the Torah, nor do they have the Tanakh, nor do they follow those instructions or examples that are outlined for us. So, and we're going to get into what this means here in a second. So we are instructed to don't keep babbling on with vain repetitions or babbling like the nations. For, now notice this, for they think that they shall be heard for their many words. Okay? Their words are based on their own knowledge. Okay? Our words are being based on examples in scriptures. No comparison there. Therefore, do not be like them, for your Father knows what you need before you ask. Okay, so now let's go over. Let's look at this. So I'm not exactly great at Greek. Betol og hao. Okay, and you see batos, a proverbial stammerer, to stutter, by implications to prate tediously. So let's look up the word prate. The verb means to talk excessively, pointlessly, babble. The noun is empty or foolish talk. Now, if you're saying that the Torah and the examples in the Tanakh are foolish or pointless, then maybe this isn't the challenge for you. But we are using those as examples to lay out our prayer. And if you really want to be just totally, if you really just want to be totally honest with this thing, we could spend a complete hour solid, easy, just confessing our stuff. And we could spend the whole 30 days easily confessing the stuff the forefathers did. So there's no gamut of stuff that when you look at this, man, it's a lot of stuff. And we're talking about confession. That's just in confession. Confession is not pointless or foolish talk. These are the things we need the Father to see that we are earnestly seeking his face. It's called pleas of mercy or supplication. And when someone pleads for mercy, do they do it once? No, they do it until they know that mercy has been obtained. Okay? So I don't confuse it. Don't boast and say I've obtained mercy. I'm still striving to make sure that I get in. So if I have to do these confessions until either death comes or he restores the kingdom, then I have no problem doing it. It's not vain repetition because it's what we see outlined in Torah. We're still in the land of our captivity. We still need to deal with these things and let the Father know that we understand and acknowledge all of this stuff until he comes. Okay, now I'm going to give you another example. Let's go to Luke 18, verse 1. And he spoke a parable to them, and this is the one on the unrighteous judge or the unjust judge, depending on which version you use, that they should always pray and not lose heart. Okay, listen, always pray. In a certain city there was a certain judge, not fearing Elohim nor regarding man. And a widow was in the city, and she came to him, saying, do right to me on my adversaries. Okay, the King James would say, avenge me of my adversaries. Now notice this. He would not for a while. Now, did she come saying the same thing every day? Yes, she did. But afterward, he said within himself, even if I do not fear Elohim nor regard man, yet because this widow troubles me, I shall do to her, lest by her continual coming she wears me out. And the master said, hear what the unrighteous or unjust judge said. And shall Elohim not do right by all means to his own chosen ones who are crying out day and night to him and being patient over them? I say to you that he shall do right to them speedily. But when the Son of Adam comes, shall he find the belief on the earth? So was her continual going, asking for the same thing, babbling or vain repetition? This is the parable that Mashiach goes. No, it wasn't. So are we using vain repetition or babbling when we use Leviticus 26 and Daniel 9 as a model for our 30-day prayer, which is outlined? No, it is not. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here is just make things plain. And the way we've got to make sure that when we say things, that we go back and look at it. This is not foolish talk. This is not pointless prayer. But we want the Father's mercy. We want him to restore us to his covenant. And there are other elements. If you looked at the video, there are other things that we talked about that you can also incorporate. Now, as time goes on in this 30-day challenge, if the Father gives me direction to pray, have you all pray for something else, I will let you know. But until then, let's see if you can follow the instructions. Okay? And if you say it's pointless to do it day in and day out, maybe you need to look at your humility. Maybe you think you've arrived. Maybe you think one time is enough. For me, I am going to plead for his mercy till he answers. That's what I'm looking for. And even after he answers, I'm still going to be telling him that I don't deserve, that I'm not worthy. And these are the reasons I'm not worthy, Father. I'm still going to be telling him that. So you can follow suit. And if you have questions, you can email me at info@mylivingbranch.org. Just put in the subject prayer challenge. And there in this video is just because many had questions. So I did the video so I can address everybody. Okay, all at once. So from here, this point forward, anybody that asks me that question, I'm going to refer you to this video. All righty, Miss Paka. Time to get my prayer on. This is Moray Medad Yahoo saying shalom.